76ers, and let me show you what happened. Lionel Hollins penetrating on Atlanta. Tree Rollins delivers the elbow, and Hollins is furious. He thinks the Tree elbowed him deliberately, so he comes in behind to throw a left-handed punch, but he broke a knuckle on his shooting hand. Nothing wrong with his legs, though, folks. Watch him clear out here. Fortunately for Hollins, Rollins didn't catch him, but unfortunately for the Sixers, he broke the hand. There he is at this moment. He will not be able to play in this series against Milwaukee, and he might be lost for the entire playoffs. Now, later...
Then we'll take you to Detroit, or let's just say they like physical basketball. The bad boys of basketball. The Pistons admit they like the image. And then...
Worthy to Thompson. I thought he got away with a push, but he missed the basket. A.C. Green and Isaiah Thomas about to go at it. Now Cooper stepping in Mahorn's space.
Well, there was no reason to do that, because first of all, A.C. Green almost started to laugh at Isaiah after they said a couple of words, because he knew that there was no way anything was going to happen. And Rick Mahorn, trying to protect his little teammate, was the one that caused more of a problem. But watch the play again. There's the cut through on the basket as Thompson isn't able to control it to get the layup. A.C. Green going in there, getting bumped and fouled from behind. And now here he fights with Isaiah. And now Isaiah and he'll start to say stuff. Now watch A.C.'s reaction. There's Mahorn stepping in, and now Cooper goes to push him up, grabs him around the neck. Now there's where Cooper made the mistake, and Mahorn a little bit upset by that. So that's where Rick Mahorn really was upset. But again, he was stepping in initially to protect Isaiah Thomas. But I was watching the face of A.C. Green. He really did start almost to laugh at Isaiah after he started talking to him.
Happy Valentine's Day. Love abounding here in the City of Angels.
Michael Cooper was noticing the choking action on the part of Isaiah Thomas that time in that ball game when Isaiah grabbed one of the assistants.
The Bad Boys, the Detroit Pistons, they have their 1989 calendar out, and that's the cover title, The Bad Boys.
A lot of hype, Bob.
Yeah, I don't think this is hype. I think they're bad boys. Dumars with the jump shot. And the Pistons up by 3.
Again, the game is different. The Hawks need that perimeter game.
Rivers had the steal, now the foul against Detroit.
Watch out.
Laimbeer and Malone being separated. Ernie Fryer jumped in there very quickly.
Detroit wins this game.
Yes.
And how about the series? It'll be Holyfield and Foreman and the hype all over again. Watch this. See, Laimbeer got popped in the head by Moses to begin with. Now, here's your foul. That's fine. Moses just crushing in, saying, Big Bill, that's for all the years that you got me in the back when I was falling down.
I agree with you. I don't want to say I ever pull for one team or another, but you and I would get a chance to see them early on.
See what I like? They went for 2 traps, Bob. First as you came over half court, and then again down in the corner. Excellent rotation by the middleman, Doc Rivers, coming down in front of the basket.
Hard foul, Rodman on Battle.
Hard foul. Now let's just see if they say hard foul, two-shot foul, end the ball. Let's see what they do.
That is if it's... And a technical on Dennis.
And a technical. Wow, there you had a chance to see it yourself.
Hugh Hollins and Fryer discussing that very point right now, Doobie.
Well, the rule is that you cannot foul a guy hard from the rear because they want to eliminate a quality player getting a serious injury. You must pay a price for that. So what they do is they give you 2 and then they give you the ball. But what
his personal situation squared away, but being on the road that long is
Horry goes down heavily at the other end of the court and may have taken a pork chop from Barkley. He might have gotten a loose elbow. We'll see. It's against the smiling Barkley.
Well, they're just going to call the offensive foul.
Oh, that wouldn't.
That's an acting job there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good job of acting. Although Barkley shouldn't be. Little forearm shiver. That's just I love you.
That's just walking into your position. If they called that, I don't know if Jabbar would have ever scored. He's going into the Hall of Fame with me on Monday night, Vic. Go in. He's been to the line a few times.
Barkley blocked by Horry. Sensational block. They're on their feet as Smith comes to the other end.
Robert Horry, one of the great shot blockers in college basketball. Nothing but ball. Rejects Barkley. Houston in control.
Game, there will be no Alonzo Mourning for the Hornets. He was suspended earlier today because of his actions in last night's game against the Chicago Bulls when Mourning got into an altercation with the Bulls' Luke Longley. The NBA has suspended Mourning for one game and fined him $7,500. Longley not suspended, but he was fined $4,000. A little earlier, I spoke with Mourning's teammate Muggsy Bogues about the incident.
When it happened, I couldn't believe that, that Zoe retaliated. It's just something that he will have to learn, knowing that players are going to come after him like that. And I think Chicago benefit more out of that, getting that Longley and Alonzo getting thrown out. I think they benefit a little more. I think Alonzo, he understands what he did, and he realized that he was wrong, that he should have held back.
Luke Longley and Alonzo Mourning, that's not a fair trade as far as the Hornets are concerned. Had Alonzo stayed in that game, could you have won?
Well, we could have won, but we just can't blame it all on Zoe. I think the guys out there who was on the basketball court should have been able to get the job done. We fought hard for it. We put ourselves in a good situation to try to win the ball game, but we came up short. You just got to give Chicago a lot of credit.
Bill. Right, and here's what the physical play. Kareem stepping in there and throwing an elbow out and nailing Danny Ainge.
Dennis Johnson with an air ball.
One pass and a shot.
Kareem has it. And an elbow and a technical foul is called.
Anytime you swing an elbow, that's an automatic technical foul. And the official, as a matter of fact, has the option to throw someone out in that type of situation.
Larry Bird makes the technical, no personal, just a technical foul. And there's Kareem, will be 41 years old in April and plays more of a role against the Celtics because he's highly motivated against.
Looks over to Ewing, finds him wide open.
Oh, a hard foul given by Oakley. Crowd wants a flagrant.
34, Charles Oakley. Now, if he takes his arms and brings the body down to the floor, then the official could interpret that, not only award him the 2 shots, but the ball back out of bounds if the official felt it was a flagrant foul. Obviously, no flagrant foul was called. He'll just shoot the 2 free throws.
Leads 3, but Doc, the big Charles Oakley, inside and 1. And the Knicks win this thing 105-101. They win the series 4-1.
Game. Watch Tim Hardaway. Hardaway, no. Rebound, New York. And fists are flying at the other end. Larry Johnson is one of them. Here we go. Oakley and Mourning have at each other. And both of those guys will not play in Game 5. I guarantee you that. Van Gundy out. I don't know if it was Oakley. I couldn't see. I saw Johnson throwing punches. I think it was Larry Johnson. Pat Riley has made so much, as have his teammates, of the composure of Alonzo Mourning the last half of the season. I thought it was Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning, and it's just awful. This has been a great series. Marred once again. I did see Larry Johnson throw punches. They may have been retaliatory. We'll get to the replays and see. Oh, it was both of them. It was both guys. Mourning and Johnson. Yep. Yeah, it was Johnson and Mourning all the way. And that's old blood. That's old blood from Charlotte. And you hate to see it because Alonzo Mourning has been just great with his temper in the second half of the season. There was the first punch.
Neither one of them connected.
No, but it's just awful.
But it's just, well, for the second year in a row. Watch again. Alonzo Mourning throws the first punch.
Well, there's one right there, and that's what got it going. And then the push back, and then there's the punch. Fortunately for these guys, they are both awful fighters. Not needed.
Van Gundy was out quickly.
And interesting.
Last year it happened in Game 5 in Miami. Tonight it happens in Game 4 in New York. Look at Van Gundy. Saw it and sprinted off the bench. And immediately tried to pull Alonzo Mourning away from Larry Johnson.
Well, that's the old rule. You always grab the opposing player and not your own, but...
And Rodman grabs him and says, part of the game. The Magic can get back into this and proceed in the series is start with a little rage here. The hard foul by Rodman, and Shaq has to get mad. He's got to be very disappointed with the...
Here's Rodman. And there were some elbows flying in there.
Well, time Dennis got away with a push. We'll see right here. Ron Harper goes up, misses the shot. You can't see, but you see Donald Royal flying through the air. Very upset, retaliates, and foul.
He was quick, looked like he got scratched by Starks, and he was very upset about it. Starks with his fifth foul, and also called for a technical, and they continue on. Jordan wanted to go at him, and they're trying to calm Starks down. Starks has been thrown out. Don Starks has been ejected. Jordan also called for a technical, but Starks has been tossed.
And break now, but the wrong people are shooting. I wouldn't want Fisher necessarily to take that shot that fast.
Oh, and there's a swing by O'Neal, and they got a brouhaha on the floor. Somebody swung, but we'll have to see who. For Shaquille O'Neal, it has been this kind of season. He is constantly hacked at and fouled. And a week ago, Friday in Portland, he was actually assessed 2 technical fouls and ejected in a game against the Portland Trail Blazers for excess physical play, and then his retaliation. And his retaliation got him in trouble. But this is all Barkley here.
Yeah, but I think it's somewhat of an overreaction in the beginning on Shaquille's part. Barkley swung backwards, but Shaquille pushes him, and then Barkley hits him with the ball.
And there's a punch, a left.
Shaquille threw the first punch.
A left which did not make it. Watch his left arm. Whack. Had he taken the punch, Charles Barkley would be in a standing... Appears as though both Barkley and O'Neal will be ejected. And they're walking Barkley off the floor right now, and Shaquille will leave the floor as well.